I got no response.
Me neither, but
I
that's
reckon I
okay.
should get the response in the newspaper. Right. I love it.
Your glasses part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just,
All right, you're good to go.
Meeting comes to order at 7:01. William Ryan, present. Who else is present?
Michael Polcarelli, president.
Don Maderas, present.
Joe Miotto, president.
Okay. The first order on the agenda, would you read that for me, Joe?
Yes, the approval of the minutes. Should we have a minute to?
Yes.
Over? The first thing I found was that when the meeting was called to order, I don't think that Mr. Maderas was present.
That's right. Come on. I have one, just clarification on the minutes. Down near the bottom, it says, new paragraph, D. Madeira stated that the town has applied for some funds. That wasn't me. Somebody else stated that, because I'm not tuned into that.
Was it Jimmy? I thought it was you. Certainly wasn't me.
Was that you, Jim? The town's applied for some funds due to COVID-19, and we'll see if the beach is entitled to any money.
No, I did say I'm going to compile a list of COVID costs and see them from that in time.
Okay, so can we edit that for what Jim just said? So Jim will compile costs. And meet with Tony with the expectation that the town might be able to get reimbursed.
You might want to make sure you speak into your microphone because there's 4 people watching.
Okay.
So, when I restated, Jim Farrell stated that the town has applied for some funds due to COVID-19 and will compile data to see if the beach is entitled to any monies.
All right, Don Maderas, I make a motion to approve the minutes with the amendment just made.
Joe Miotto, second.
All in favor?
Michael Polcarelli, aye.
Don Maderas, aye.
Joe Miotto, aye.
Bill Ryan, aye. Motion carries. All right, Joe.
Bills? Any unusual bills? Jimmy?
You guys also got copies, any questions?
Why don't you just stay up?
You guys all should have gotten copies. Were there any questions on any of the bills? No.
Okay.
Next, discussions on town residents only at South Shore for the following season.
Do we have a discussion?
Well, can we, I think we should clarify that. I mean, I think we were talking about in the evenings, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
I think basically we're talking about maintaining the same operations. schedule.
Correct.
5 a.m. to 8.
With the security, right?
And with security at night also. Because without that at night, there's no way you're gonna be able to enforce that.
I'd like to make a motion that we hold off on making that decision, the final decision on that until the spring, where we can see what happens with this whole thing over the winter and whatnot, you know. Instead of committing to something that we're just gonna have to maybe change, or,
Okay.
you know. But I do agree that with the security part of it, we should definitely consider that, to be a permanent thing.
Something I would like to suggest that we put into every meeting between now and next spring is discussions on operation policies for next year, and stuff like that, just all sorts of different things.
Okay, do you want to pose a specific topic for the next meeting?
We could go start with stickers,
So we can post it?
hours, campers,
Slow
capacity.
down, Cindy's not that fast. I'm not that fast.
Capacity. I think that will cover the basics, what we need to do.
Stickers, what was after stickers before campers?
Stickers, hours.
So
And
we'll,
it shouldn't be something we make a decision right away about, something
No, I
we
think
discuss
it's-
over the course of the winter.
Because of that same reason, I think it's still early to,
so we'll combine all these with the, and discuss that over the spring, but,
So, Don Madera, so we should maybe select a meeting in March, not a particular date, but the whatever meeting we have prior to May, the last meeting prior to May, we should be
make a decision on,
reviewing, updating, and
Okay.
and
Bring it up in March. Suggestion to
Discussing.
you before that is the first meeting after the beach is officially closed. Let's have a what worked, what didn't work.
okay,
Meeting to discuss it and then put off any changes that come out of that meeting until the spring.
yeah, good idea. So if we can make a note that we'll do the, whatever the first meeting in March happens to be, we'll put those items all on the agenda for that meeting. And then, when is the next meeting after the beach closes?
yeah, no,
Just before, right?
a week before.
Yeah, so it'd be like the first one in October, or that 1 October meeting, I think.
Okay.
Is that? Yeah, but we're still open to the 20.
Right.
Yeah, so today,
So just say
tomorrow's the
first one in
second,
October.
so 14th will be the 16th.
Well, tomorrow's the first.
Oh, tomorrow's the first.
Yeah.
So it'll be the 15th. Next meeting, 15th. Is that open on the calendar?
It's open on the calendar, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Am I allowed to write on the
Yeah.
calendar?
Can we write on that, Gerald? Can we put ourselves in there?
Carol, do we have any information as to how long, like, are we gonna continue to do this, or just open-ended right now as far as like,
It's open-ended.
It has to do with the governor
It does, and her orders.
and her orders. We are still under executive orders and still under emergency. So until that changes, we have to continue to have these meetings.
I'm just thinking that, just for me personally, in the winter, I might be able to attend via that Zoom thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because you're
Oh,
gonna
because
go.
you'll be like
Okay.
your ranch.
Yeah.
I think the whole Zoom meeting thing is a good way to make the meeting accessible to the public. People can tune in and they don't have to read about it after the fact in the paper. They don't have to get, they don't have to go through the rumor mill and maybe get inaccurate information. I mean, I think there are a lot of benefits to doing the Zoom meetings.
In general, I think there's been some positives that have come out of the whole COVID.
Okay, let's stay right on subject here. Okay? So, and you're saying, Donnie, that we want to have a decision by March or make that decision in March?
I think we would defer the discussion until a meeting in March.
Okay,
Then we could post it, discuss it, and then go from there in terms of making a decision.
okay,
Again, I think you need to allow enough public input, at least a meeting or two. Just so
That'll give
that-
us time for the first
Yeah.
meeting in March. That'll give us plenty of time. All right, next item is Harbor Commission regarding the porta potties.
So the commission asked me to reach out to the Harbor Commission, which I did. Wasn't a lot of feedback. In fact, there wasn't really much of any, but there was a little bit of email, phone tag, but nothing ever really materializes, more like crickets. So I kind of got the Harbor Commission's, I guess, response in the Secana Times when I read it in the paper. So
What was that?
that's all I know. I don't even want to quote anything, but there was an article in the paper where the Harbor Commission and the council decided to put a porta potty there. It wasn't clear. There is a handicap third porta potty there now. It's a handicapped one. We have the beach commissions too. I noticed there's another one there. I assume the Harbor Commission put it in. It's a different porta potty company than the two that we have. Other than that,
So
I
is
have no
that-
information.
Is that temporary there, or they're
I
planning to
have no information.
Well, we were planning on taking ours out.
at the
when-
19th?
At the
That's,
19th.
that's correct. That's correct. And the article,
Yeah.
I thought I didn't bring it. The
I think we had
article,
stated the 19th. but it
Yeah,
turns
this
out
one
it's
was
the 20th.
yeah, so what the article said at the last council meeting, residents questioned why the porta potty should come out on the 19th. And I'm sorry, it's been a week since I read it, so I don't want to even quote it, but no response to the commission from the Harbor Commission, but there's an article in last week's paper.
So, but they weren't referring to us, right? They
Oh,
said
yeah, they were
we didn't
actually.
respond to anybody.
I think that they were, if I remember the article, they were talking about the date because we were taking it out and that there would be need for a porta potty later on. So I think that the article talked about the fact that there still needs to be a porta potty. But when would the DEM?
That's why they put it there, because we're taking ours out.
Well, I mean, I assume it was put in by the Harbor Commission because I don't think the DEM has done anything regarding changing their policy of not putting them out. So I don't know. I don't want to speculate or say something that I don't understand.
Might I suggest you speak to the town administrator? He's the one that was supposed to be reviewing the sanitary conditions down there.
That's a good suggestion.
Okay. Because we didn't talk to anybody about that. We just did that. Sounded like that.
No, we did.
Commission
We,
responded to somebody
so we,
that questioned it.
well, so the beach commission, so when the issue came up of the non-sanitary conditions down there, the beach commission quickly stepped in and offered to put in a couple of porta potties.
Right.
Through the town administrator, and the Harbor Commission. So that's what we did, with the blessing of the town administrator and apparently the Harbor Commission. And then the Beach Commission decided that when we take our porta potties out, September 19th, I think is the date.
Well, it's the 20th, actually.
20th.
Okay, when we take ours out at the beach, we're taking those out as well. And then, we didn't really make a lot of progress talking about the issue with the Harbor Commission. So all I can tell you is there's a third handicap porta potty down there. I assume it was put in by the Harbor Commission, but I don't have any information. So maybe what we
What I'm
should.
saying is no one ever came to the beach commission and said, why are you taking it out on this date?
No. That was at the town council meeting. So from the article that the resident questioned the town council, why is it coming out? Why are the porta potties coming out in September? And as a result of that, I'm assuming that the third porta potty materialized. But I'll be at town hall tomorrow. I can talk to town administrator and just try to get
Yes.
an understanding of.
You give me the right answer.
I think we still proceed with the way what we were gonna do.
Oh, I agree. I agree, yeah.
All right? Next item, property owner regarding Lloyd's Beach on how to take care of the trash situation. Is somebody supposed to have contacted the property owner? I'm not even sure decided this.
Was that more of just a discussion that was discussed? I don't know that any,
The town puts barrels down there, or they used to. I haven't been down there, so I usually go down in the fall fishing, so.
I haven't.
I
I've been
never- I
down
saw
there, I
barrels.
haven't seen any barrels.
No barrels. They used to do.
I haven't noticed it.
They used to put it
on the
inside of the.
there used
Yeah,
to
right,
have,
right.
there used to be a porta potty too down the end of
I never.
Narrow Ave, right? I don't know if that was for the guard that the residents
No, I never.
paid for,
I
or,
don't remember what about it,
That must have been in construction.
but I do remember a barrel, and it was usually like flowing and stuff, whatever, but, I don't think there's one there now.
I think that item and the next item were just, not items that we intended to place on the agenda. I think there was just a lot of discussion of,
Yes.
you know, what, you know, brainstorming over what the situation is and possible ways to, think about it. I would concur with that.
So why don't we, if you're gonna be in the town hall tomorrow, Donnie, ask them about those two things. Is there a barrel down there that the town still has there or not? If not, we have to deal with something there with a cover. And as far as the footage arms, you know, they're gonna be there in November and December, they can get blown away very easy. So we'll find out when they're,
Well, so we know there are no porta johns down there at Lloyd's, and we know,
That's correct.
and we know our two near the
That
boat
may-
ramp are coming out in September.
right,
So I'm not sure.
just find out where that other one came
Maybe,
from.
maybe we can find out about the history of like why, if there's no trash barrel there, did the town consciously decide to take it out for a reason? If, you know, I don't know if the maintenance guys are able to
They used to do it, I
pick
remember
them
that.
up. We can
Because
find
there's
out.
one down at Taylor's Lane South.
Right,
There's always been one there, and there used to be one on Lloyd's Beach,
there's one at
Have they
Town
not
Landing.
had-
Town Landing.
They haven't had the guard then in the last little while down at
Yes,
Lloyd's,
no,
because the property owner
selling it.
didn't pay for it, right?
I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw the guard there a couple of times this season. But I don't know what the frequency is. No, there haven't been any.
You saw a trash barrel on the porta potty there too, so I don't know.
No, when Mr. Whitehead died, that was the end of it, his wife was selling the property.
I thought earlier this season, when I went down to Lloyd's, I thought the
Could be.
guard was still there.
Could be,
I've been down there, so,
could be Nick Kelly. paying for it.
Okay, just, I,
okay.
you know, whether they're there, whether he's there every Saturday, Sunday, I don't know, but I thought earlier this year I saw him, but,
You probably did.
I'm not as sharp as I used to be, so who knows?
So but you will talk to them about that, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to Tony, the town administrator, tomorrow and see what we can find out and report back to the commission at the next meeting.
Mike Masser is the harbor
Master.
master. And Kara, could I ask you a question? Who is on that board?
Make me remember.
You know, Mary Rogers is the.
Greg
chairman.
Mataronis, Mary
Greg,
Rogers,
okay.
Ian Parenti. There's two more.
Was it one of them, Mary Rogers?
Yeah, I said Mary
Oh,
Rogers.
you did, say that, sorry.
Would you say him? Clementi?
Charlie Hall.
Charlie Hall, no, Charlie Hall is on zoning board and he's the
Charlie's the assistant harbor master.
He's the
isn't he?
assistant harbor master, but
And
he's
Mike
not on
is the harbor master.
Right.
Is Mike on the commission or is he the
No,
harbor master?
he's just the
master's
harbor
not on the
master.
commission.
Mike Hudner, he's another one. I'm missing one person.
Did you say there was an Ian?
Who?
Ian.
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 Ian. Parenti.
There's 5?
There is 5, but I didn't give you 5 names.
No.
I'm missing one. Actually,
Well, Mr. Chairman, we have concluded to the end of your agenda.
Okay. Okay, Jim, there's nothing that you need right now that you want to discuss with us,
One quick thing, we did have a meeting with the chiefs, Chief Veteran couldn't make it. Did put his, notes in, talked about staying open until the 20th, they're all on board with that. Chief Veteran wants, during the week, no fires, and then after the 20th, absolutely no fires. So we're gonna take a no fire sign out from the, in addition to the danger of other areas. Other than that, pretty much said after the 20th, the intentions of Chief Brains are to still keep the gate lock 11 to 5 every day and take it as it comes.
I think we should support the chief's decision.
Absolutely.
Should we?
make a anybody want to make a motion?
Can we, or do we need to put this on the agenda for next time? So,
Oh, that's true.
What do you think, Doctor?
it wasn't on your agenda, so you shouldn't vote.
I
So
think
why don't we
should-
put that on the agenda for
We
next
did
week?
ask him to sit down with the chiefs.
Right.
We asked him to discuss how operations during the extended hours. So I'm just reporting back to you what we're.
Right.
Right, but take action on it.
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
take
we
action.
should put that. for
Accept it and take
All
action
right, so you
next
put
time.
that on the agenda for the next meeting in a couple of weeks.
All right. And
It's so good having Carol here, isn't
next.
it?
The chief's recommendation to lock the gate from 11 PM to 5 AM after September 20th.
And we do have.
When the
signs
beach
on
closes.
saying gate lock. Not beach closed, gate locked.
Mhm.
Chief said specifically, I don't say beach closed.
Mm,
To continue, it's just continuing.
Well, the beach is not closed. The parking lot is closed.
We just wanted to make sure the wording of the sign. is done that way. So it will say gate lock, 11 PM to 5 AM.
I looked up on our website, the Harbor Commission. Mary Rogers, Scott Morrison,
Oh,
Gary Mataronis Jr., Greg Mataronis, Ian Parenti, and Thomas Grimes.
so.
7 total.
Gary Mataronis Jr., is that our counselor? Is that?
No,
Okay,
his
that's
son.
his son? Okay. So, and so Mike Hudner is not on it, Carol? Sorry.
I thought he was, to tell you the truth.
Go
I think
through
he's
that
on
again. So
CRMC.
Gary Mataronis Jr., Mary Rogers, Ian Parenti.
Maybe he represents another group and goes to the meetings?
I don't know.
Who is Greg Mataronis? Is-
Greg lives across the street from me. It would be Jimmy's son.
Oh, okay, all right. I know Tom Grimes.
Is that the one that got in the accident?
Oh, Mike Hudner's on the Housing Trust, sorry.
Okay.
And he's also on CRMC too.
Mhm.
Is he, Mike? Yeah. With Donald Holmes. Okay, does anybody have anything that they want to put on the agenda for next time?
One of the things payroll wise, usually we do Labor Day payroll to the guards.
Yeah.
The ones that work through Labor Day, rewarding them for making it all the way through there. As opposed to the ones that don't and give us their, going back to school first week of August. I just want to get that approved, that addition to payroll.
Yeah, we've done it every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do it and we'll approve it in the bills for the next meeting.
That would probably be the last, that would probably be in the next one after that.
Right, but just so we don't have to vote on something that we didn't have on the agenda.
Sounds good.
It's just a continuation of the regular business.
All right, anybody else would like to contribute to the agenda for the next meeting?
Yeah, I would, Don Maderas, I'd like to put on the agenda discussion on a strategic plan for beach preservation regarding maintenance and future acquisitions. And by that, I mean, we need to give thought to sea levels rising. Where the storms are getting more and more violent, so the parking lot at South Shore Beach is shrinking. So I think this commission needs to take a conscious, strategic approach to how are we going to address that and ameliorate that fact. And I think ways to do that are we need to look at being able to look at possibly acquiring property to use for parking. And that sort of thing. So I'd like to put that on the agenda for discussion.
Is there any way to get a graphic representation of the changes historically?
Yeah, I think there is. I think there is one thing, one resource we have is our beach manager, who, how long have you been here, Jim?
5 years,
How many?
25.
25 wonderful years. Are you seeing the parking lot decrease in size?
Yes, biggest,
Well, I didn't mean that we would discuss it now, I just meant like if you knew of anything that would be added on to the agenda out of the presentation. I don't know if you knew a capacity. If there was some kind
Well, I mean,
of topography or something.
well, I think we could do that. I don't think that's a necessary effort, because I think, well, depending on your own views, either sea level's rising or it isn't. Either, global warming is causing more violent storms, or that's a hoax. I mean, my opinion is it isn't. And I think we need to think about making sure that our children and our children's children have an opportunity to have a beach to go to. And I think that not doing that is not being wise or considering the future. I mean, what are we doing if we're collecting money, but we ought to be thinking about the future instead of just living in the moment?
We can talk about that.
Yeah, but I don't think we need graphics
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
to address that, you know what I mean? I mean, I think we could, but I think the graphics you get off the state Rigis website probably, for the purpose of maybe the next meeting discussion, aren't necessary or really going to provide any, insight other than, maybe what common sense might provide.
All right.
Okay, is there any other? Mr. Valarelli,
no,
do I have a motion to retire for the evening?
Make a motion that we adjourn at 7:29.
Do I have a second?
second,
All in favor?
Aye,
Bill Ryan, aye.
Joey Otto, aye.
really,
Don Maderas, aye.
The meeting is now closed.